What up, YouTube? You can't stop trading and investing with your boy James E. Today I want to talk about ASTI. Had a beautiful news catalyst that came out recently, and I tried to capitalize it on it today, but I wound up getting destroyed. It was crazy, man. Dip buying can be very, very risky, and this is a lesson on how not to dip buy. All right. But before we get into that, man, please click that like button. Please subscribe. It is very much appreciated. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that likes to research and analyze anything I find interesting in the stock market, and I like to share that with anybody willing to listen. So that being said, let's just get right into it. So first account. ASTI. So we had this massive run due to this news that came out yesterday. As you can see right here, NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center selects Ascent Solar Technologies SIGS modules for their LISA T and Solar Cruiser flight experiments. So that's big, man. Having some kind of contract with with NASA, with a government agency, that is big, man. And it caused this massive run yesterday. Let me change this. It caused this massive run, and we had a huge green day from the threes all the way up to the sevens, so over 100% run. And now if you look at the history of the chart, the last time it had a big run like this, it wound up gapping up and kept running. So I thought, this thing has the potential to gap up and keep running. And it winded up gapping up in the morning. So I was like, cool, I'm going to keep my eye on it. It did have this nice dip, which would have been nice to capitalize on, but I missed it. And then popped up here and then dropped and then had this nice, beautiful candle pop. So I was thinking at this point, it's kind of continuing the trend, up, down, up, down, up, down, higher lows. So I was thinking it was going to continue the trend. So I bought it here, bought 100,000 shares, and then it wound up just dropping off. So I sold it and took a small loss, $176 loss, and then it kept dropping. So now I'm thinking, okay, it's going to continue to drop off. Let me try to capitalize on this thing on the dip buy opportunity. So then I tried to dip buy it in this area right here. Notice this curl back right here. Bought 100,000 shares again. And then this one just completely dropped off and tore me a new one, man. Took a $500 loss, which was roughly, I want to say maybe like a 7% loss, which was huge. As a matter of fact, let me do the math on it. Okay, let me just do the math. Let's see. Where'd I buy 7735? Let's see, 0.07735 times. Yeah, man, that was not a good loss, man. And that's the hard part about dip buying because yeah, I took a 6% loss right there. That's horrible. That's horrible. But again, man, that's kind of the hard thing about dip buying. So when I went to sell the market, it didn't execute me right away and it just kept dropping. And it tore me a new one. And then, so then I wound up taking a $500 loss there. So now I started off my morning on LTNC with a $300 profit. And then now back-to-back losses put me at almost a $700 loss. So now I'm down almost $400 on my day. And then, yeah, let the losses continue, So then I started seeing this base right here. Oh, I'm sorry. Right in this area. Right here. I said, oh, cool. We're finally getting that bounce of the gradual climb. So then I started loading up, man. So then I bought 150,000 shares, in this candle right here. And then we did wind up dipping. And then I was like, oh, but it's still holding. So I'm going to hold. And then when I seen this spike, I don't know if this was a misprint or what, because it happened so fast. And then drop back down. I was like, okay, this thing is going to, it's going to get back up to them sevens, which will basically wipe out all my losses and give me my profit. And then when it dipped right here, I was like, okay, I kind of seen it dip right here first. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to grab another 40,000 shares greed, man, right? So, you know, again, psychology plays a huge part in the stock market, man. And that winded up costing me big time. So, you know, I bought up another 40,000 shares, so a total of 190,000 shares. Let's see, what was my average price around? Yeah, about 6.3. So if we do the math, let's see, 190,000 times that by 0.063. I remember it's point 0. So about a $12,000 position. And I winded up taking another 6%, almost 7% loss, man. And that is horrible. That is horrible. But again, when you're trying to dip buy these things, that is the risk you're taking. So, you know, when it curled back up here, I'm thinking, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, bam. As soon as that dropped, I hit sell the market and my order did not execute. And then it just kept tanking on me. And at that point, you know, there's nothing I could do. I'm in it for the ride. And then finally it started having a bounce, and then winded up taking an $800 loss. So overall on the day, overall on ASTI, I took almost a $1,500 loss today. And then, you know, so if I add the $300 I made, total I took about a $1,200 loss to start my day, which basically wipes out all my profit from yesterday. And that's a great lesson for me to learn as well, because last week I pretty much broke even. And then today, you know, started off, you know, yesterday started off my month beautifully, winded up with a $1,400 total profit. So, you know, roughly I'm still up, you know, barely just for the week, because I pretty much gave it all back today. But again, man, so I asked myself, man, why last week? Because I've been on this beautiful monster run. I haven't had any red weeks until last week. For the last 3 months, I went 3 months without a single red week. I have had red days, but not a red week. And then so I had one last week, and then now again today or this week, you know, I started off the week beautifully, and then now I just gave everything all back. And it seems to be the pattern I've been on since last week and coming into this week. So just sitting back and reviewing, the problem I've noticed that I've been having is over trading. Because if we go back yesterday, I started my day with 2K. I started off with a $2,000 day, in just looking back on my data and looking back on the history of my trades over the last 3 months. That is how I stayed profitable. As soon as I was profitable in the morning, I would walk away from my computer, close my laptop, and be done for the day and take my profit for the day and not try to force anything. And I've noticed lately that even when I'm up, I've been starting my days. You know, I started yesterday with a 2K gain on LTNC, winded up giving $500 back on it. You know, when I could have had a $2,000 day and just walked away. Again, this morning, I started off with LTNC again with a $300 profit. Could have walked away with that profit, closed my laptop, been done. Instead, I wind up giving, I gave $1,500 back to the market. You know, so took away all my profits for today and put me down $1,200 on the day. So, you know, overall on the week, I could have been up $2,300, but instead of being up $2,300, taking my first trade, taking that initial trade and being profitable, I am now forcing trades, trying to get greedy, trying to capitalize on these moves. And lately they just haven't been, I haven't been timing them right. They haven't been working right for me personally. So, you know, that's a lesson that I'm learning at reviewing all these videos, reviewing my own videos, reviewing my own data, and understanding that, hey, man, just take your profit and walk away for the day, because it's been destroying you. All these dip buy opportunities, you know, again, I just been missing out. I had opportunities to make it yesterday and profit yesterday more, but it just didn't execute me right. And then same again today, I could have cut my loss. I tried to cut my loss in this candle, which would have gave me about a $300 loss, but it didn't execute. It just kept dropping off and sold me later. So, you know, it's things like that, you know, things that you can't control. And so it's costing me. So again, man, I started off my morning beautifully. Again with a $300 profit, and then I gave it all back, and now I'm minus $1,200 for the day. Again, yesterday I started with 2K profit, gave back $500, finished my day with a $1,400 profit. So, I mean, overall on the week, I'm still green, but it's like, dude, I could have been green $2,300 if I'd have just walked away with my first green trades instead of giving money back to the market. And now I'm only green probably a little less than $200 on the week as of right now. So, just a lesson to learn about over trading, and trying to get greedy and trying to capitalize on everything when in the beginning what was working for me, why I had such a massive green streak, was I was just taking my green profit. I was taking my profit on my first trade in the morning and just walking away and staying busy and avoiding my laptop until after 12 o'clock. So I need to get back into that routine. I think I just got ahead of myself, and we kind of all go through this when we're on a hot streak. That you start gaining your confidence, you start getting a little cocky, and sometimes that could be a little arrogant, and it winded up costing me. But luckily for me, I review my data and I review these videos, and I'm starting to recognize why I gave up all that money last week. Because last week, same thing, man. I had great trades, but I was over trading, and I went down with a minus $400 week. And then now this week, started off beautifully with a 2K profit, gave back 500 of it yesterday, and then started off today with $300, and then gave back 1,500 of it today. So, again, man, just a lesson learned. And then for dip buying, this is why dip buying is so risky, because if it's on a complete drop, it won't execute your order, and that's what happened. It happened to me twice today. I could have been realistically 246, maybe $600 down, and been about 300 in the hole. But because my orders weren't executing, it cost me another $1,200 in profit today. And that's the name of the game. So recognizing that and working on it, and and now I'm starting to see a nice play formulate again. In ASTI. If it continues to drop in this direction, it's looking like I'm gonna gap up as well, because when I see this massive run, it winded up gapping up, and then we had this huge massive run, and then I see this potentially gapping up. So I might very well buy this back at around 1250 later on in the day. But a lesson learned. Just basically gave away $2,300 if I'd have just stick to my holding my first trade and just walking away. I'd be up $2,300 on the week right now. Instead, I'm only up about probably a little less than $200 on the week right now. So a lesson well learned today, and stop trading so much, and these are the lessons we all have to learn. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my analysis. Again, if you made it this far, please click that like button. Please subscribe. You can't stop mafia. It's a mindset movement, meaning never stop yourself, never stop your progress, never stop your education, especially in finance. Having multiple streams of income is an amazing thing, and the stock market is a place where you can do that. So never stop your progress. That is the key to this video lesson today. Never stop your progress. Recognize your faults, recognize what you're doing wrong, recognize how to correct it. And if I'd just stick to my morning routine and walked away, I'd be up 2,300 right now. Instead, for the week, I'm only up a couple hundred. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. I'll be sure to keep you updated as much as possible. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.